Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to our Budget Community Portfolio series for the month of May 2025. Now, this is not my larger private portfolio. This is the smaller on a budget public one where I only deposit $100 each month into this new account, and then I use that money to invest in stocks, some of which is also influenced by you guys through various polls, comments, and messages that you send me, especially on Discord. And then I do an update video once a month here on YouTube, separated by two parts. First, covering how the portfolio is performing so far with all the trades that we made last month in April. And then we finish up with part two, where I cover how each individual stock is performing in the portfolio, either up or down, and what I plan to buy in this current month of May. And by the way, last month we picked up two brand new stocks too. So we got some fun stuff to catch you up to date on for this month's update video. Before we start though, just a little bit of housekeeping. If you'd like to get full access to this portfolio, as well as our private community Discord, where you can reach me, hang out with other members, and even get access to my daily stock trade, where I post a new stock purchase every single day, then you can get access to all of that by supporting me on Patreon. Link is in the description. And thank you to everyone that does support the channel this way, because I couldn't do this without you, and it means a lot to me, so thank you for that. And lastly, we do just use SoFi for this account, which I'm a huge fan of. It's completely free. It's very similar to Robinhood, and if you give them a try using my referral link down below, you get a bonus $25 worth of stocks absolutely free. So I highly recommend you give it a try if you haven't already. Okay, so with all of that said, let's go ahead and jump into part one now and take a look at how the portfolio is holding up so far and all the moves that we made last month in April. Well, this might surprise you a little, but April was actually a pretty good month for us. I know, crazy, right? I mean, we literally got tariffs around the start of the month, which sent the market falling hard. So how in the world could I actually finish positive for the month in this account? Well, it's because of what I always preach to you guys. And, to be honest, I do get some hate for this, but I always tell you to buy more when stocks are going down. And that's not something that people are a fan of, because it's a time where they start to freak out and they like to panic sell. And so sometimes they don't like someone telling them that you actually have to be buying stocks during, market downturns. But that's what I always preach to you guys. And I always tell you, if prices are going lower on your favorite stocks, then you should be happy about that. You should be adding to your positions. That's exactly what I did last month when everyone was, panicking and stocks were reaching their absolute lowest levels of the year. I was buying a lot heavier. So when those stocks later started to rebound in the month, I had lowered my cost basis by so much on some of these positions that I actually started generating some nice gains on them. And thus we finished the month up over 3%, despite it being, probably one of the worst months for most other investors that saw their stocks falling and they chose to sell out instead. In total, though, that leaves the portfolio up around 16%, which is pretty good. And it gets even better when you exclude our cash position of about $300. We're actually up even more if you exclude that, at close to 20% gains, which is very good. Now, in terms of how much I spent during the month, because there was a big drop in the market, again, like I always preach to you guys, I went in and I spent the most amount ever in this account's history. In fact, we went 40% over budget, which was a record-breaking month of $140 spent on stocks. Now, usually I do try to stay well under budget so that we can build up some cash reserves for whenever the market does actually, dip, which is another thing that I always preach to you guys, is that you want to have at least some cash on the sideline so that when the market does fall hard, you can dip into those cash reserves and you can buy a lot heavier as prices come down. So that's exactly what I did this past month. Now, in terms of, which stocks I picked up, well, I did run a few polls, including this one on Discord, asking which brand new dividend stocks should we add to the portfolio, for which 19% of the votes went to PepsiCo, just slightly ahead of Stanley, Merck, and a couple other favorites of mine too. at the time, I just kind of felt like I still feel that there are just such amazing dividend stocks on sale right now. So I wanted to add a new one to the portfolio. That's why I ran that poll. And when it comes to PepsiCo, the winner, I do feel that that's a great choice. They're currently yielding more than 4% after dipping this year. And that's just extremely attractive for a dividend king like this. Pretty rare to get that kind of a yield on it. So I just went ahead and added them, and I'm glad that they won that poll. Moving over to Patreon, I asked which of our 3 current REIT stocks, real estate investment trust stocks, should I buy more of? Or should we just add a 4th brand new one? To which 40% of the votes actually went to adding a new one. I think, you guys just always like to see new stocks being added. But 40% went to Realty Income, which is actually one of the few REITs that is also a dividend aristocrat. And they're currently yielding close to 6%. So that's very attractive too. Went ahead and added them. And then just over on YouTube, I asked which of these 4 tech giants should I buy more of, to which 44% of the votes went to Google, followed closely only behind Amazon, really, at 32% of the votes. And I love all 4 of those stocks a lot, but I do agree that Google and Amazon, I think, are currently the most attractive of the bunch, especially Amazon more recently too. But either way, we went ahead and added some more Google stock there. Now, in total, I spent the most amount on Google stock, who remains probably my overall favorite stock in the entire market, just when you look at the complete picture of it. But we spent $35 there. Then I spent another $30 on EXR, probably my favorite REIT in the entire market. Then I spent $20 on Scotts Miracle-Gro, who actually fell more this past week. So there'll be another good target this coming month. But we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. And then 15 I spent each on Amazon, another great core stock, and Pfizer, a big dividend play. And then 10 each on Realty Income and PepsiCo, which are our 2 newest additions. And finally, just another $5 on Microsoft, another one of my favorite core holdings. Okay, moving over to part 2, guys. This is where things start to get a bit more interesting, because we're going to take a look at how each individual stock is performing and which ones I'll be looking to buy this month here in May. So here's all the holdings on SoFi. If you want to take a closer look at these, I do post all the screenshots on our Discord, but here are some custom charts to make it easier to visualize. And as you can see, our top 6 holdings currently make up almost half of the entire portfolio in just those 6 stocks. And these are just really great stocks that I feel you can kind of build an entire portfolio around. Google, Amazon, and Microsoft being 3 tech giants that act great as the kind of foundation to a portfolio, while Palantir gives more future potential in AI, and EXR and Vici rounded off as 2 really strong dividend payers. So I love that group there. The next batch, I would say, the next kind of core group of stocks that's kind of similar would be, we have another tech giant in Meta, and we have some future potential in SoFi as a fintech, and then 3 of the best dividend payers in Medtronic, Pfizer, and Verizon. Again, another group there that I feel you can kind of build a portfolio around too. And then the rest I would say are just kind of complementary stocks for now that I'll be looking to build up larger where I see fit over time. Some of them are newer additions, so we're still taking some time on them. They're kind of up and comers, but we'll see how that plays out. Overall, though, I love the way that the portfolio is taking shape so far. Couldn't be happier with how we're structuring this thing. And as you can see, most of these holdings are also deep in the green. We're very positive on most of these, but we'll zoom in a bit here so that we can have a closer look. Now, starting with the double-digit gainers first, Palantir continues to be our best performer by a wide margin, up a massive 340% gains. I love to see that, but it does kind of make the other stocks look like they're not performing as well, even though they are. It's just that Palantir skyrocketed by so much. SoFi, Tesla, VeriSign, and Alibaba are also up around 50 to 70% each, then a few more in the 20 to 30% ranges, while Nvidia, Tyson, and Verizon round out the rest. Moving over to the single-digit gainers, though, this is where I really start to look at some great buying opportunities, with my eyes especially fixed on Amazon, Medtronic, Vici, Microsoft, and Google. Those are some of my absolute favorite stocks in the market already. So to only be up a single digit on those, I'm definitely going to be looking to buy more of them this coming month. And then, of course, PepsiCo and Realty Income being our 2 newest additions. to be, basically flat in performance, I think that's going to be an awesome opportunity to buy more of them, especially for their mouth-watering dividends. I love the dividends, the dividend-paying stocks that we're adding to this portfolio. Trust me, guys, in the long run, you may not see it now, but in the long run, those dividend payers in this portfolio is going to pay off for us big time. You'll see. You'll see. Okay, now let's shift over to our negative holdings. These are the most fun to look at because I can't wait to load the boat on some of these, especially Extra Space Storage. Again, probably my favorite dividend REIT in the entire market. Gonna be buying more of them, but also Disney, which I think this is the first month that we've actually been negative on. I don't think we've ever been negative on it before, but I actually, if you saw my last video, I covered several reasons why I think Disney stock is heavily undervalued right now. So I'm definitely going to be adding more of them too. And then Scotts Miracle-Gro, another one of my favorite dividend payers, who just happened to fall a bit this past week on earnings. I'll probably talk about that in my upcoming stock market weekly update video this weekend. But that's another one of my favorite right now for the long term. So I'll definitely be buying more of them. And then the same goes mostly for Pfizer, who I know is not very popular these days, a little controversial stock, but I think that it's another one that is heavily being slept on as a dividend payer for the long term. And then just to finish up with this list here, Supermicro, Baidu, and C3, those other ones are fine. They're okay. They're a bit riskier, to be honest. So they're ones that I'm just kind of holding right now. But C3, I am willing to buy a little more. I do think they have some good future potential. It's a smaller position of ours. We can add a little more in the coming month. But apart from those three that I feel are a little riskier, the other stocks that I mentioned, those are the ones that I'm definitely looking to buy a lot heavier here in May. And by the way, and again, if you're a member of our Discord, you'll be seeing my daily stock purchase every time. I'll be posting those on there. Okay, just to finish up here for the month though, I did add another fresh $100 for May's budget, and the account actually moved up a little while I was working on this video, but that brings us now to just a bit over $2,300 with almost $400 sitting in cash, leaving us with a cash ratio of just a bit under 20%. So we'll definitely still have plenty of firepower to go out there and buy more stocks in the market. Like I said, this is a market that I think is going to remain extremely volatile this year, and I think we should see tons of buying opportunities out there. I don't think the volatility has ended. I think this year we'll see plenty of buying opportunities, and that's why I like having those cash reserves so I can go out there and buy a lot heavier whenever stocks dip or fall hard. And if you're willing to look out there, you can find plenty of stocks that I think are at amazing values. I just mentioned a bunch of them in today's video. So yeah, that'll be my mindset, as a long-term investor. I'm just having so much fun scooping up some of my favorite stocks at unbelievable prices. The lower they go, the more attractive they get, especially the dividend payers. Their yields go up. So as you can tell, I'm very excited about everything that's going on right now in the market. But yeah, just a little bit of a heads up too. I am going to try my best to put out a couple more videos for you this weekend. I think this video is coming out Friday morning. I'm going to try to have a video for you guys on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday will probably be a stock market weekly update video where I will update you guys on earnings and any tariff trade deals going on for the week. And then on Sunday, I'm going to try to put out a nuclear stocks video, which should be a ton of fun. Hopefully I can get those videos done in time for you guys. But yeah, Saturday and Sunday, make sure you check out the channel and don't miss those videos. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this month's update. Thanks again for stopping by, my friends. I love hanging out with you guys. I love my job. I love talking to you. I love talking stocks, and I love having people to share that passion with. So thank you, my friends, for all of your support. You guys leave such nice comments. I'm gonna get emotional. You guys leave the nicest comments in the world. I just want to say I love you guys. I hope you're all doing well. Now we'll catch you in the next one. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.